share. Hi, I'm Jillian with the Small Family Farm and CSA, and I'd like to tell you about what CSA is and how it works. I'll also explain our share options and the aspects of what makes our farm unique. What CSA is. CSA, or Community Supported Agriculture, is basically a vegetable subscription program. It's a partnership between you, the CSA member, and us, the farmers. CSA is a way for you to gain access to fresh, local, seasonal, and organic produce through a weekly or bi-weekly membership. You're saying to the farmer at the beginning of the growing season, when you purchase a share in the farm, I trust you and I believe in you. No matter what happens this growing season, I'm in. Signing up for a CSA share means that you're interested in eating within the season, that you want to incorporate more veggies into your diet, that you want to be more adventurous in your cooking, and that you want your food dollars to stay circulating in your community. We named our farm the Small Family Farm because we wanted to bring life back to what a small family farm could and should be. This is a farm that grows real food for people to eat, a farm that people can come to visit, and a farm where children are safe to run and eat and grow and learn. How it works. CSA members pay the farmers at the beginning of the growing season for a share in the season's harvest on the farm. In return, the CSA members receive a weekly box of produce directly from the farm that is delivered to several designated drop sites in La Crosse, Madison, Dubuque, and the surrounding areas. Farm members choose a convenient drop site location near their home or workplace. With our farm, this is a 20-week program that runs from the first week in June through mid-October, and we deliver on Wednesdays. Our share options. Our farm offers 2 summer veggie share options, the 20-week share and the every other week share, both of which have the same contents. You'll need to decide which is right for you based off of your family size and the amount of veggies your family eats. If you think it would be too much food for your family, you also have the option of splitting a share with a friend. Here are some examples of spring boxes. Asparagus, strawberries, lettuce, radish, spinach, broccoli, kohlrabi, and salad turnips are some of the veggies you would expect to see. And as we move into the summer, the boxes are packed tight with summer squash, cucumbers, cabbage, carrots, beets, broccoli, kale, Swiss chard, and celery. Later in the summer, peppers, potatoes, tomatoes, and eggplant appear. Sweet corn and melons are always a highlight of the late summer season. And as fall sets in the last 5 boxes or so, you could expect to see a variety of winter squash, Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, carrots, and rutabaga. Next is our fall veggie share, which is 2 deliveries. One is in late October and the other in mid-November. The fall share comes in a 1 1/9 bushel box and contains a treasure trove of storage veggies, such as 5 pounds of carrots, 5 pounds potatoes, 3 pounds onions, 3 pounds sweet potato, 1 pound garlic, 3 different winter squash, parsnip, leeks, and rutabaga, or Brussels sprouts, and more. The Thanksgiving box is a 1 1/9 bushel box delivered just a couple of days before Thanksgiving. This is also a storage veggie share, very similar to the contents of the fall share. Our farm offers egg shares as well. We have 2 options, the 20-week egg share and the every other week egg share. Shareholders receive 1 dozen eggs either weekly or bi-weekly. We also offer coffee shares. As neighbors and strong supporters of the CSA movement, Kickapoo Coffee has partnered our farm. Each delivery week, Kickapoo Coffee will select a roaster's choice. This means that they will be able to offer their true jewels, the best tasting, freshest coffee throughout the CSA season. Your coffee will be roasted only 1 or 2 days before it's delivered directly to your drop-off site. We have 2 coffee share options, the 1 pound every other week option or the 2 pound every other week option. Uniqueness. We do our best to reduce our carbon footprint. We heat our greenhouse in the spring with a wood-burning hot water boiler. The wood that we burn, or edgings, is a waste product from our neighboring Amish sawmills. We have a large in-ground root cellar which we cool using a device called a CoolBot. paired with an air conditioner. The energy consumption is a fraction of the cost that is associated with a large conventional walk-in cooler. Our farm is also solar powered with a 7.5 kilowatt system which produces all of the energy needed to power our farm. We have a thriving worker share program with over 30 workers. These are ambitious community members who come out to our farm to work a 3.5-hour shift once a week in exchange for a CSA share. We absolutely love our worker share members. We give definition to the name Small Family Farm. We are a part of the fraction of the 1% of people in this country who are under the age of 40 who have a thriving small family farm and who are living and operating entirely off of farm income. We are honored to grow this food and share it with you and your family.
So you'll see Molly's going to take the tray off, and 128 seeds have fallen precisely into each cell in that short amount of time.
When we take the produce into town for our drop sites, we also take in 5-gallon buckets, which lets our CSA members bring us their compost every week in exchange for a clean bucket. Then we'll take the buckets back to the farm every week, and we start to build a compost pile throughout the season. And then we use the compost from the season before in our transplants, in our potting soil mix in the greenhouse process.
In addition to the other crops that we grow, we also do a salad mix. That salad mix contains a variety of greens, so 6 different varieties of lettuce, arugula, mizuna, mustard greens, tatsoi, and kale. And the mix changes through the season depending on the temperatures and the different conditions each green prefers. The greens are all seeded, direct seeded into the fields in these beds, and they take between 3 and 4 weeks to go from seed to a leaf that we will cut for salad. And we also use a floating row cover, this white fabric you see right here, to protect the greens from flea beetles, which are a pest that really enjoy greens in the Brassica family. And the white floating row cover acts as a barrier between the pests and the greens. We have 2 irrigation systems on the farm that we use. We use drip irrigation, which is using plastic tubing that sends water very directed towards each plant, and then we also overhead irrigate. For overhead irrigation, we run our water in the evenings through the night, so to prevent a lot of evaporation and loss of water that way.
One of the ways that we control weeds here is by flaming them, and that's what I'm going to do now.
Before we transplant into beds, we mark the beds with this farm-made bed dibbler, which is just an old barrel that has cut pipe welded onto it, and the dibbler marks every foot, and then we figure out based on that where to plant our plants at the spacing they need. Today we're planting sugar nut melons, which are a Spanish type melon with a white flesh, and they get planted every 3 feet. These were started in the greenhouse probably about 3 weeks ago, and were on the germination table and then moved into the blue house to harden off and are now getting planted out. and we'll probably be harvesting them sometime at the end of August. Two years ago, the farm invested in these hoop houses, which are unheated hoop houses, and we purchased them to be able to extend our season.